Hey friends, as you guys know, it's that time of year where I do all of my market reporting, and we just got a lot of the stats done for the no-call home report, and I have some good takeaways for you. So what everybody really wants to know right off the bat is, did the market appreciate? The answer is yes, all of our markets did appreciate, but they didn't wow anybody. Fort Collins and Loveland are right around 0.5%, maybe even slightly under, and Greeley, surprisingly, they were about 2%, so they actually were a little bit better. So there's some reasons why, right? Like, there's some reasons beyond just interest rate why. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I also want to talk about what I hear all my friends talking about in the market, and that's, wow, I'm seeing a lot of listings. That's the thing that I'm hearing a lot from a lot of people. They're really wondering, like, are there too many listings on the market, or the market must be really flat because there are so many listings on the market. Well, really, we don't have a big oversupply of listings. What we have is an undersupply of what we're used to, at least, an undersupply of buyers. And that's there for two main reasons. One, you probably are expecting, which is interest rates being higher than they were during the pandemic era when they were artificially way too low. Right now, we're hovering right above 6% today when I record this. And that's right along with the historical norms of what interest rates are. This is what you should expect from here on moving forward. It was really weird. If we ever get to 5.5, those are screaming rates. Maybe we get there, maybe we don't. We are on a glide path down. So that's great. That'll stir up some buyer activity. The one reason you probably didn't think of, or if you did, you're really, really clever, is we have net employment loss in the area. It's basically flat, but slight loss on the net. And where jobs go, real estate goes in our market. So we just have less people moving to the area. Migration's been less. It's lower than it's been in decades, actually. And that's a really interesting thing. That's going to make interest rates just kind of, or appreciation rates just kind of go flat, right? So we have a balanced market, a really healthy market, and a market I think we should all be excited and grateful to have, because we're still an amazing place to live. And we're also a market now where it's easier to do purchases and sales. Like, if you have a great house and you list it for the right price, it sells every time. And it sells pretty quickly without a lot of stress. If you have a house that you haven't prepared well and you overprice it, you're gonna suffer. But that's how a market should work, right? Things should sell for what they're worth, and I think that we've returned to that. So on the buy side, you have options now. This is more balanced. You are gonna get some inspection items taken care of. You're not gonna have to buy a house with a bad, totally bad roof potentially, or you're not gonna have to buy a house with a totally blown furnace. Like, you can go and we can negotiate on those options. So it's a safer time, in my opinion, to purchase a house, or an easier time. Especially those right now, the folks who are having a lot of success are contingent folks, the folks who have to sell a house in order to buy the next house. They're having a lot of luck right now, and they're doing a great job, especially if they're following their broker's instructions, pricing fairly, getting that house prepared well to sell, and finding a great house to move into. So don't be afraid to hop in the market if you're really thinking about it. Now is a really good time to do so. So I hope that's helpful for you. I guess moving into 2016, I'm not expecting any insane appreciation bump. I do feel a lot of demand, pent-up demand, is coming back into the market. Since October, real estate's been hopping. Way more buyer activity than we had in the last 24 months. I've been taking place in the last 4 or 5. So that's really interesting, and I think that shows kind of where we're headed. If the buyer demand is coming back, then at that point we're going to see more activity. We're going to see some appreciation come back to our market. And it's also worth noting our 30-year average annual appreciation rate, according to FHFA, is right about 5.2%. So that's also pretty healthy. That's our norm. That's what we should expect, is around 3 to 5% would be like a very normal year. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you need me in 26, I'm here, and we'll see you out there. Have a great one.